she's here, she's fabulous, and she's ready. Right now, we have the host of Kandid with Kia Renee, Kia Renee.
So cute. I love it.
So good.
Thank you. That was great. Thank you. We both look good.
Yes, girl. Yeah, we got the shoulders out going on. All right, before we get started, I just want us all, everyone watching, just take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. One more. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. I had us all do that because we're gonna get real, right? We're gonna touch some spots, right? And so I want us all to be prepared to be naturally raw, right? I want us to prepare to be comfortable and transparent, right? Now, don't be nervous. Actually, I'm gonna get started with the questions, okay? The first question I have for you is, where are you from? Are you from Houston? Because I know we're here in Houston.
I'm born in Houston, and I was raised partially in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Okay.
And I was also raised partially in California.
What part of California?
Los Angeles,
LA.
Compton.
Compton, okay.
Yes.
They just did the, some kind of show. I can't remember. All I know is Will Smith slapped someone. But anyway, they did a show, and Beyonce did her performance in Compton.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
The Oscars.
The Oscars. So yeah, you're basically from a lot of different places, but do you consider Houston home?
Houston is home. When I came here to Houston, I didn't even know what a mall was until I got here.
Really?
Yeah, we moved back here when I was 13.
Okay.
And that was in 2001 when the, sad to say, 9/11 happened.
Yeah.
So my mom wanted us to be close to our family, which is out here in Houston, Texas. So we moved out here, and the crazy thing is that when we moved out here, we actually moved into a shelter.
Okay.
We moved into Star Hope, which really helped me along my journey with being humble. We lived in a shelter out here. We lived in a shelter in Shreveport, and we also lived in a shelter in California. It's not that my mom didn't have it together. It's just she didn't have it together. And I don't even know if that makes sense, but it makes sense in my mind. But yeah, that really helped me along my journey when it comes to being the person that I am today. The fact that we've lived in a shelter in 3 different states.
First of all, she says humble because they live in Houston. They say humble instead of humble, so that's. But I hear you talk a lot about your mom. Did you have a relationship with your father as well, or?
I did, but it wasn't a long relationship. My father passed away when I was 15, going on 16. So my mom and my dad, they're actually 11 years apart.
Oh, okay.
My mom was 25 when she met my dad,
Okay.
and my dad was in his 30s, 35, 36. And it's so funny, this funny story, when my dad met my mom, they were out here in a club in Houston, and my mom was sitting at the bar, and my dad walked up, and he said, "What's your name? What's your sign?" My mom said, "Cash." She said, "Cash," and from there, like, they were just inseparable. But with them, like, they met in the 70s and the 80s, I believe, so that's when the crack epidemic came out. My mom and my dad were introduced to that era. So I guess that goes into the point of me saying, like, she had it together, but she didn't have it together. My mom was a typist, so that was her main job. She worked at LSU, she worked at the colleges, and that was her job. But she followed my dad. My dad introduced her to it. His people introduced him to it. So from that point on, like, it was just, that's what it was, I'm just thankful that she's not there anymore. Yeah. My mom, like, actually quit, like, cold turkey, and she, so
and
it's just.
Did you see that happen, or did she tell you that she quit?
Oh yeah, no, we saw that happen, but I have seen it happen. Like, I have seen the drug use before. Okay. But my mom, what I loved about my mom was that my mom never kept it a secret. It wasn't like, it's not like she's about to do it, like, in front of you, like, blatantly, but it was never like, I'm not doing this. No, it's like, baby, this is what I do. And my mom was a functional addict. It wasn't, let's just keep it real. There are addicts that will go out there and do other things to get ahead. That wasn't my mom. My mom had a 9-to-5 job. Like I said, she was a typist. She worked at colleges, paperwork and whatnot. So she was a functional addict. So she didn't keep anything from us as children.
Right.
Which is what I loved about her, which is why I have no reason to lie to anybody, because like my mom kept it real with me. So why would I lie to you about it?
Mm-hmm. One thing that you mentioned is that, it's something that maybe somebody would say, that's crazy, but you said you admire it. Like you're pulling out the good out of any situation. So I really love that. And I also want to talk about, you said that you lived in the shelters. If you haven't been to a shelter, or, some people maybe have been in a shelter, or maybe, donated time in a shelter or something like that, or maybe nothing. Can you tell us like how that was? Like, how old were you? Were you going to school? Like, tell us like maybe a day in the life in that.
Well, a day in the life of living in the shelter. They wake you up. You have to wake up at a certain time because, of course, during the school week, moms have to get up. They have to get their kids ready to go to the school. And whatever shelter you're in, you go to a school that's in their district that they send you to. So we get up, we get dressed. We would have our clothing in like lockers. There were like lockers in the room, and you're probably sharing this room with another family. If your family was large, or if it was small, you may be sharing a room with another family. And when it's time for you to go to school, your mom is actually doing work at the shelter. So if you don't have a job, you're sweeping and you're mopping floors, or you're washing dishes, or you're doing whatever needs to be done. You're earning your stay at the shelter. So you go to school, you come home, it's dinner time. After that, you may have a youth program to go to, which I love so much. When I was at Star of Hope, I was in a youth group, my brother and I, and one of the best youth groups like I've ever been a part of. I feel like it really helped me in my journey on being closer with the Lord. Like my mom always instilled, like, you fear God, you respect your mother and you fear God. You need to know those things. Mm-hmm. And Hope for Youth, shout out to Hope for Youth. Love them so much. Mr. Phil, Milton, love y'all so much. They helped shape our future, my brother and I, because I feel like if we were to still be living in California, my mom, she always talks about how if she would have stayed in California, my dad would probably still be alive. And I didn't even talk about that part, but because I rambled on. But she talked about how my dad would still be alive. And I said, well, my brother could be anywhere. He could be in a gang. The gangs were bad. Mm-hmm. Gangs were bad. I could be, somewhere multiple baby fathers and dropping out of school, and I could be in a gang myself. I could be dead or something like that myself. I could be on the street strung up. Mm-hmm. So it's like you made the decision to move your kids to a better neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And to touch back on what happened with my father, so my father was killed in California, like I said, when I was around 15, 16 years old. He was actually moving a refrigerator out of my grandfather's apartment, who passed away a month before. And Los Angeles is bad. It's like really taking me back right now, just thinking about it. But Los Angeles is it can be bad sometimes. And like I said, he was moving a refrigerator out of this apartment, and there were some guys chasing another guy on foot in a car, and they were just riddling the neighborhood with bullets. And my dad was in the midst of moving this refrigerator. So 12 bullets came through the refrigerator, but one shot him in the head. And he was alive long enough, or conscious long enough, to be able to tell them, call my Uncle Conrad and tell him to come, and then that's when he passed out. He was in the hospital for a while on life support until they said, there's nothing more that we can do. But there's this one thing I remember about my dad is, like the last time I really spoke to him, he talked fast like I do, and I try to tell myself, Kia, slow down, because you're so excited and you're ready to speak. But he talked so fast, just like I do, when we just understand each other. And the last time we spoke, he said, "How you looking, baby? Baby, how you looking?" He said, I know you're looking good because you look like me. And I will never forget that. That was just one of the happiest moments. My dad, he was actually shot the day after my birthday, March 28th, yeah. So kind of like the last couple of years after that, like it took me some time to be able to
celebrate.
To come around to the fact of like what happened. I remember I had one really bad birthday, but I got through it. I did.
And this was how old are you now?
I'm 33 now.
33. So this was like a while ago.
Yeah.
But you mentioned that you still remember. You can still remember the voice and things like that. And I think, you know, to the audience, I know we all go through grief differently, and you know, we especially the last couple of years with COVID, like people have lost people quickly and with just fiercely. Can you share maybe how you coped, right? Or if you coped, right? Tell us about that. I mean, because, you know, this is the first 5 minutes that you told us you've been in shelters. Your mom was, you know, on drugs. Your dad got, you know, killed. This is a lot that you've been through. So how are you coping, you know? It's
by the grace of God. That's all I can, that's what I can really say. It's really by the grace of God that I am where I am, that I don't look like what I've been through, you know.
Because you look good.
Thank you. Yeah. So do you, Olori. Thank you. But it's just by the grace of God that I'm still here, that my brother is still here, that we're alive and well, that we are doing what we need to do. Mm-hmm. That it's just the grace of God. I can just say God, like God has his hands on me.
Well, I just want to say I'm proud of you before I go to the next question.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. Thank you. And you know, what gives you an adrenaline rush? We talked a little bit about what, you know, kind of brings us down, but what makes you go?
What gives me an adrenaline rush is this right here. You know, it used to be fashion shows, when I used to walk in fashion shows and like you're about to hit that runway and you're standing there and you're like, okay, here we go. All right. And you hear the beat in your head and like you're just pumping. But what gives me an adrenaline rush now is just this right here, being able to really speak things into existence, having you interview me for this special that we're doing, and also me being able to host my own talk show and be able to put on my own talk show, because there was a time where I wasn't in that space to do it. And then COVID came and I couldn't do it. I'm like, we can't socialize right now. But yeah, doing this like really gets me pumped up. Like I just like to talk.
And you know, I want to mention, I just met you, like 2-3 weeks ago?
Yep.
Right? And so I kind of want to say, I know, like we hosted an event together, and it seemed like we've known each other for a long time, but you know, I just want to piggyback off of you saying you couldn't do it because of COVID, but maybe right now is the perfect time, right? We didn't know each other. I wouldn't have been here with you. Yeah. So, you know, I just wanted to, you know, kind of say that. Maybe you're waiting for me. All right, so I have another question here. So you've been a model, a spokesperson. You've hosted many events, and you know the event we hosted. You know, the Black Heritage Music and Arts Festival. You helped build businesses with social media strategy. You've even partnered with fashion shows, a fashion house.
Look, you asked me to get us right out.
House. Sorry. So what's next for you?
Kandid with Kia Renee. Kandid with Kia Renee, and just growing as a person. Yeah. It's like with everything that you do in life, no matter where you're going, like you have to be able to grow. Mm-hmm. And there are so many people that can be negative before they be positive, because it's so easy to be negative. Yeah. So I like to take the positive route, like whatever I'm putting my hand into, no matter what it is. Like I want to be able to be great at it. I want to work at it. I just want to be able to change my own life. Like, you know, a lot of people, we get into businesses and we're like, we want to help other people, but it's like, we have to help ourselves first. Mm-hmm. And I like that I'm able to experience this growth, because 5 years ago, it was something different. So I'm just happy to be here now and to be growing out of the planning stages and into, we're about to start filming stages, which is amazing, because I have people that are in my email right now asking to be a part of the show for an interview, which I'm so happy. Kandid with Kia Renee at yahoo.com. If you want to be a guest on the show. But yeah, I'm happy with that, because again, that goes back to me feeling humble, because even though I don't have an episode out right now, they see the value in the fact that I can deliver what they're looking for. Whether it's when they go on the page and they see what's going on, or they've met me in person, they see value that I can offer them, and in return. So I'm happy about that. That's what's next. Kandid with Kia Renee.
And let me ask you, why Kandid with Kia Renee? Why do you want to do a talk show? I mean, because you've done so many things, but why? Like, what do you want your audience to gain from this show?
Well, the why is because 5 years ago, like I was saying, I was on TV, I was on the Cube, and I was doing all these amazing interviews like David and Tamala Mann, Yolanda Adams. I've interviewed Joseph Sikora from Power, Rotimi. Like I've interviewed these great people, and that came to an end. And I wanted to pick back up where I left off, and then something was like, no, you're not the same person from 5 years ago, 6 years ago. So it's something different. So the name Kandid with Kia Renee, when I was thinking about these names a few years ago, I was like, you know what? It has to be something that's me, that feels right, that feels like Kia Renee. And I'm like, the only thing I can think of is the fact that I'm candid. Like when I was a part of the last show that I was on, I wasn't allowed to be myself. And that bothered me. Now I understand that, you know, it's not my company, so I can't just totally do what I want to do. I have to go by the standards. But they wanted me to be 110, 120 pounds, long hair, wanted me to look exotic, and wanted me to carry myself a certain way, which I'm going to do that, of course. I'm going to carry myself like a lady, but it's just they wanted me to be cookie cutter, and that's not me. So the name Kandid came from me saying, I'm going to say what the hell I want to say when I want to say it, and you can't say shh about it because it's my show.
Right.
And when you come on, I want you to be able to do the same. I want you to feel the same, that you don't feel constricted.
That you don't have to be 110 pounds.
Yeah, you know, I want people to feel like they're able to say what they want to say and express their feelings about whatever it is, you know, whatever you're on the show for, whatever, if you're here to promote your business or whatever it is. Like if you're promoting your business and say you have a product and your product is better than A, B, and C, I want you to be able to say that it's better.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say it, you said it,
yeah.
But I gave you the platform to be able to do so.
You know, I want to talk a little bit. We're gonna get into some fun in a second, but I want to ask you, you know, about body positivity in this industry. You mentioned 110 pounds, and I felt triggered, right? I just had a baby 7 months ago. Okay. But I'm sure, you know, there's people who may be 300 pounds, who may be 115 pounds, who want to be in this industry. Why did it bother you? Because, I mean, I don't know how much you weigh, but you're small, you know, whatever, you have a great figure. Why did that bother you?
It bothered me first because it kind of just takes me back to that Will and Jada moment, the fact that there are people and men in general that want to say what we should look like in order to be accepted. And that's not okay to me. It doesn't matter what weight I am. It doesn't matter what my hair looks like. It doesn't matter if my makeup is done or not, if I have on lashes or not, if I wear high heels or not, if my skirt is too tight, if my ass is too full, or if it's too small. It should not matter to you. The fact is that I can do this shit and I can do it well. So take it or leave it.
Yeah.
So I left it.
Yeah.
I left it. I mean, there is no woman of any size that should not be able to do what she wants to do because of her size.
If they're good, they're good, right? I love that. And I think y'all love that too. But let's get to some fun. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Tell me first. Let's start light. What is an ideal weekend for you? And I'm gonna take it a step further.
Okay.
Anywhere in the world you can be. Let's say this is your dream weekend. Paint us a picture.
Switzerland.
Okay.
Look, Switzerland, and I've saved so many videos on Instagram. Like Switzerland, I love greenery. I love greenery, and I like how vibrant it is, and I love nature. Even though I have these heels on, like I'm like an outdoorsy tomboy. So I like nature. I like to feel like you know how you put those relaxing sounds on. That's what Switzerland has. Like they have these cottages out in these fields with mountains, and it's like cows grazing, and this little river is running through, and it's kind of like, you know, like when the rain is outside of your window and it helps you go to sleep. So an ideal weekend would be in Switzerland, no phone, No laptop, no TV, just the outdoors with some boots on, a plaid shirt and some shorts with my backpack and just like hiking and walking and feeding some animals or something. Yeah, just being one with nature. Like I love things like that where I can just escape and just have my own me time.
And you know, that's really interesting. But I mean, because I would say the beach, you know, I don't know, but where did that start from? You know, because I know that you're from like, you know, LA, where maybe there's, I mean, I don't know if they call that the concrete jungle. Is that?
Oh, that's New York.
Okay, never mind.
LA is it the sun? I hope we don't get this wrong.
Let's just leave
on camera. It never rains in Southern California. I heard that was a diss track, by the way, but we're not going to get into that.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that. But you know, like there's so much going on. There's just so many people. There's so much activity, the police, and you know, just so much. Is that where that came from, or where do you think that want or that need to be kind of away from all that?
Just wanting my peace of mind. I feel that when we're in turmoil, we have so many things in our minds, like all these thoughts and emotions, and it's like we cannot free it. We have our phones in our hand, we have our laptop, and we have everybody else that we're talking to about their problems, and it's like we need that time to be able to get away and relax. It's the word I'm looking for right now, but to get away and relax, to be able to take a couple days to ourselves and refresh.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for, refresh.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like to be able to get a refresh in because there's just so much going on. And the great thing about being an entrepreneur, which you know about, is that you can take days off whenever you need it. Yeah. And we do need it because it's like, I don't want to work a 9 to 5, so let me work 24 hours a day.
Exactly, right. That meme.
Yeah, but at least we get to create our own hours that we want to work. Like we could take a Friday off.
And it's kind of like you working 24 hours on your stuff, right?
Yeah.
You're not working 9, 10, 8 hours for somebody else and making them rich. You're making yourself rich, you know, or gaining experience, you know. Even if you're an entrepreneur, you're not making money yet, you're gaining experience, you're growing. So that's just, you know, that.
I love it.
That's really interesting. So what is the weirdest thing about you that nobody knows or most people don't know?
Weirdest thing is I have an OCD.
Okay.
And I don't mean like a cleaning OCD. I have an OCD with even numbers.
Oh. Okay.
When I was younger, and it's crazy because no one knows about it besides my husband. I told my mom once, I don't think she believed me, but I have an OCD with even numbers. I used to have it bad, like if I would leave a room and there was a light on, I would have to flip the light an even amount of times. And if it didn't feel right when I flipped it that even amount of times, like 8 times, I would have to do it again and go to 10 or go back down to 8. And then I'm like, okay, I'm fine. Like I still have it today. Mm-hmm. It's not that it's bad. I've gotten better with it because I've learned like you know, when you turn up the TV, the volume, turn it up to an even number. You didn't expect this, did you?
No, I'm learning.
Yeah,
We're
like
all learning,
it's super weird. Like, and I did not expect. This is so weird,
no,
but
I mean,
I would turn up the station, turn it to an even number, and if I went past the number and it was an odd number, I would have to go down to an even number, then go back up past that number that I was going to, then go back down, and then just stop. But now what I do is I've gotten so much better to where I would put it on an odd number and just leave it there. And I found that like over the last few years that I've gotten better with my OCD. But I've never told anybody that besides my husband. Like I said, I don't think my mom believed me. I think I told her one time and she girl, hush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like, OCD what? Yeah. I think people have that with gas prices. Mm-hmm. Like when you're pumping the gas and you was like, let me just get the 0.0. Like, 0.1. And you're like, you know, you're going crazy. You're like, you're just like, when you pump it again, like another dollar or something. So I think people can relate to that, you know. That is quite weird, but I'm cool with that. All right, we're going to play a game. You ready?
I'm ready.
Y'all ready? We're going to call it, would Kia rather? Would Kia Renee rather?
Kia Renee would rather not answer these questions.
You're going to do it. You're going to do it. All right, so let's go to the first one. Would you rather be married to a 10 with a bad personality or a 6 with a good personality?
A 6 with a good personality. I take a strong 6 because a 6 is extra sexy if his personality is bomb.
And nice shoes.
Yeah, nice shoes. Yes, we look at your feet first,
that's
fellas.
True. That's true. I thought that was a DMV because I'm from the DC area. I thought that was a DMV thing. Like we look at the shoes, then we look at the face, then we look at the outfit, then
everything between.
Exactly.
Everything between.
We're gonna talk about that later. All right, the next one. Would you rather use social media sites? Never use social media sites again, or never watch another movie or TV show? So no TV ever again, or no social media ever again.
I'll go with no TV. I go with no TV because I don't really watch TV now.
Yeah.
I'm more into reading books now.
Okay.
And besides that, everything that you watch on TV is now on social media.
Yeah.
So I'm getting my news elsewhere.
Yeah. And you know what? So what books are you reading right now? What book are you reading right now?
Right now I'm reading The Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz.
Okay. See, I try to catch her on guard. And
The Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz. The one before that one I just got through reading The Fifth Agreement.
Okay.
Yeah. Really love those books. That book really helped me. Last year, November, December, I fell into a depression.
Okay.
And I fell into a depression about feeling like I did or did not know what my purpose was. And my mind just started making up these things. Like the mind can really with you. Yeah. But it was just telling me these things that weren't even true. Things that I wouldn't have never thought of, that I've never thought of before. Mm-hmm. My mind was telling me, I have to keep it real with y'all. Look, we're gonna be transparent. Mm-hmm. My mind was telling me that I was a whore. Mm-hmm. Don't know where it came from. Mm-hmm. My mind was telling me that I wasn't good enough. Mm-hmm. That my dad was gone, so I'm not a daddy's girl. Mm-hmm. And telling me that I was a whore because I did not have my dad around. That's what my mind was telling me. Mm-hmm. I cannot make this up. It's not like it just came out of nowhere. So I went on a vacation. I went to Florida. I went to Orlando. I was right by Disneyland, and I got this room on this really nice floor. You could see everything out. And the first day that I was there, I just sat by this little lake, and I cried a little bit, and I started reading this book. And my husband suggested this book to me, and I read it the entire time I was there. I read it in 2 days, The Fifth Agreement. And this book, Don Miguel Ruiz, he says in this book that your mind has a tyrant, it has a judge, and it has a victim. And once, like I'm reading, like when I first got to the first chapter, I'm like, I'm not gonna feel this. But then I was like, I'm gonna keep on reading it. And once I kept reading it, I understood what he meant, because there is a judge and a victim and a tyrant, because the victim was the person saying that I'm not good enough, and the judge saying like all these different things. So it was like, in 2 days, I came back a different person, which made me go hard for Kandid with Kia Renee, because I was like, I know my purpose. I'm already working on my purpose. But the thing about purpose is that your purpose changes all the time. Like your purpose doesn't stay the same. Mm-hmm. It's like going through different phases of your life. So that book really changed my life. So that was the last book I read, that and The Mastery of Love. The Mastery of Love is about helping you learn how to love yourself and love others, like love thy neighbor. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that one's really good. It's really good.
Y'all go get those books, okay?
Yeah, Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon, like 15 bucks, paperback.
All right, let's get to another question. Would you rather live in a house with see-through walls, or in the city, or see the same? Okay, so basically, you want to be in the city and the walls are see-through, or basically maybe in a beautiful place, but there are no windows.
What?
Yeah. So would you?
Oh no, I need see-through, because okay. I need the sun. Like I have to be able to see something. Like I don't like being in my house and the windows, like the blinds aren't open. Mm-hmm. Like okay, when I go to bed I close them, but as soon as I wake up I open them and I make my bed, because like I need that sunshine. I need the vitamin D, since I can't get it from somebody's sun.
We're gonna talk about vitamin D a little bit later.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. You gonna make me blow this mic out, Olori.
But interesting. You know, I think I'd rather. Okay. All right. I think I agree with you. All right. All right. Would you rather lose the ability to speak or lose the ability to read?
Lose the ability to speak or to read. Ooh. I would rather lose the ability to speak. Because if I'm reading, I'm going to be able to gain knowledge. Yeah. I can gain knowledge. And then I can learn sign language.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, communicate that way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. H-Town.
Oh, yeah.
Look, right? Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you another question. Would you rather never love and never get hurt, or love, like find that true love and have gotten hurt?
Okay, say that one more time.
So would you have rather never have gotten any love ever, like I never been in love, but I've never gotten hurt, or gotten hurt or been hurt, but you've had love? But I've had love. Yeah.
I'd rather have love and be hurt. I'd rather experience the heartbreak.
Yeah.
So I can talk about it on Kandid with Kia Renee. I'm gonna blast you on this show. I'd rather love and get hurt. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, love is the greatest thing on earth.
Yeah.
That's what we're put here for. We weren't put here for money and all these other things. Like, I just love love.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
We're gonna talk about that a little bit later.
Mm. I love love.
Tell me about a birthday that you have that you'll remember for the rest of your life.
I just had one. It just passed. I'm going to say that this is the second best one. I'm going to give y'all two. So I've never had a surprise party. Growing up, keep it real, my birthday's at the end of the month. My birthday is March 27th for all of you that want to get me a gift next year. The same as Mariah Carey's.
Uh-oh.
So my birthday's at the end of the month. So I was raised on Section 8, food stamps. Mm-hmm. Back when food stamps were paper, okay? Before they came to be on a card. Mm-hmm. So because my birthday's at the end of the month, the stamps and the monthly checks will come at the beginning of the month. So I've never really had like the birthday cakes and stuff like that. So
because they're waiting for the
the checks are gone already.
Oh, okay.
My brother, his birthday is February 9th. My little brother is June 8th. So they got the birthday cakes and whatnot. Great, I'm just giving y'all some info. But I wasn't able to really receive those growing up. So I had a surprise party for the first time, turning 33, which was amazing. My brother and Yazzie put it together, which was so amazing. But the one that I will never, ever, ever forget was when I went to South Padre. My husband took me to South Padre. And South Padre is usually a trip that you go to on a senior trip. Oh, okay. But I never did that either.
Why not?
Because I didn't graduate high school. Okay. I got my GED from Houston Community College. Okay. Shout out Houston Community College, because look, y'all, the truth. It took me 3 times to pass that math test. I hated math. I hated math until the point where I realized that math is not evil. Because I was so against math because I didn't understand it. Because because when growing up, my math teacher did not introduce me to math the way they should have introduced it to me. And when I would ask a question, it would be, the answer's in your book. That's not what I asked. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, South Padre.
You hear that, teachers?
Yeah, please. South Padre, dolphins, clear water, jet skis. I'm a gangster, y'all. I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm gangster. And I cried when I saw the dolphins. And I told my husband, I said, "You better tell nobody else cried when I saw these dolphins." He was like, "All that gangster and you cried." But it was good. I got my first pair of diamond earrings on that birthday trip. Yep. I smoked a cigar for the first time.
Is it this earring?
No, it's not these.
Okay,
no, it's not these. These are big, but I got my first diamond earrings. Yeah, I got my first pair of diamond earrings. I smoked a cigar for the first time and rode with the top down. Just cruise, peaceful, on the beach with a Corona.
Mm-hmm. That sounds so awesome. See, like, that's what I like, Yeah. I did try a cigar one time. It wasn't for me, but everything else she says, I'm with it,
That was not for me either.
Okay, it is good to try,
They told me, the man at the store told me, he said, "Ma'am, you're not supposed to inhale." I was like, "What?"
Yeah. We didn't know that.
I didn't tell me that.
Yeah, we didn't know that.
Mm-mm.
Going to another section.
Okay, what are we talking about now?
I think we did get to know you a little bit better, but we're gonna go a little bit deeper. Let's start with this. I know that you love me, but if you were given a chance to interview anyone, maybe they're dead, maybe they're alive, maybe they're in Spain, maybe they're in Canada, maybe they're down the street, who would you interview and why?
My father.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be my dad.
Tell us why.
Because I didn't, it's like I know him. It's like I know him because like he's in my spirit, but I want to know like the things that he went through. Yeah, like the things that he went through. My dad was a carpenter, I know that. It says that on my birth certificate. But yeah, I want to know like the things that he went through. Like my mom tells me stories, his brothers and his sister tell me stories, but it's like I want to hear his point of view, and I want to know like how did everything happen? Like your happiest moments, your weakest moments. What would you have done if this happened? Just I want to be able to get to know him because he was so loving, and he used to always tell my mom, "I'm going to live forever, Anna. I'm going to live forever." And it just broke her heart when he didn't. But my dad for sure.
I think that's so sweet. Yeah. I mean, like people would have said Beyonce or whatever the case may be, and she said my dad, and I think people out there can relate to that because lots of people have lost people, and I'm sure you would give anything in the world just to talk to them one more time. And that's why back when I was a child, before life moved on the inside. I'm kidding. But you know that song, that's a song that I know a lot of people can relate to, and I'm sure you can relate to, just dancing with your father, doing a daddy-daughter dance and things like that.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't get the daddy-daughter dance.
Yeah. And I know that you're married, and we'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later. But obviously him being there would have been, good as well. But, I think, you guys are really unraveling the onions with her because you just see a beautiful face, beautiful shoes, like a beautiful dress. I mean, your hair looks amazing, okay? Halle Berry ain't got nothing, okay. But I'm just kidding, but you look beautiful, and there's more to you than just, a beautiful face or a nice figure or, success or sorrow or grief. You have so many parts of you, and that's why we're gonna get candid with Kia Renee. Again, I have other questions for you, but I just wanted to let you guys know she is an onion, and we're really getting to the core.
You guys think? Okay. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Awkward.
I have layers, you guys.
She has layers. You don't smell like an onion now.
I have layers.
She's good. Another question. Out of all the celebrities you've interviewed, who was your favorite and why? You have interviewed.
My favorite celebrity has been... that's a hard one. It really is. I'm going to have to think about that one. David and Tamela Mann.
Okay, why is that?
Yeah. So David, there was this...
They are funny.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why. But I interviewed them at the Answer Conference, 2017, I believe, 2016. And I interviewed them about their love, about them having a blended family. I remember like it was yesterday, having a blended family. And I asked them, I said, how do you keep your relationship fresh? And Tamela said, Miss Mann, she said, I keep bringing him home a new girl. And she said, like, I might change my hair this day. Or I might do this day, right? I might do this day. Or, and then David said, whatever she does, Mr. Man, that I try to outdo whatever she does. So we're always competing back and forth to see. It's like they're continuously dating. And they have a blended family. She has kids, he has kids, they have kids together. So it's like, it was just beautiful to me, the fact that, like I said, I love, that these two people can come together and raise a family and do it well. Like it's a competition in the most lovable and unconditional way, and I think that's really beautiful. So I would say that they are the best couple, the best celebrity couple, I would say, that I've interviewed.
And I'm gonna ask, who's your least favorite?
Ooh, I'm not going there. I'm not saying no names.
Don't tell us the name, but tell us why.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
I had an.
You said keep it candid.
Yeah.
Renee.
I won't say the name. Okay. I won't say the name because I can't mess myself up in the business before I get there all the way. But this person was. It's a male.
Okay.
This person, I shouldn't have said he was a male. So now they're gonna look on YouTube like, where's all the men she's interviewing? This guy was obnoxious. He was arrogant, and when he sat, he didn't speak. And when he sat slouched with his legs like wide open, like he was at a basketball game. Like a lady was not in the presence. Like I wasn't sitting there in my nice clothes and my fabulous hair. So you felt disrespected? Disrespected. Yeah, because you're disrespecting the platform. Mm-hmm. You're disrespecting the fact that I'm here to speak with you about whatever you have going on. Now, if you're mad at your manager or you're mad at what happened before you got here, you're supposed to take all that and throw it somewhere, put that in a box until you get out of here. That's what we do. Mm-hmm. When we hosted the event together, Women in Suits, if we had an issue that day, whether we came late or whatever it may be, we have to put those issues in a box until it's time to leave. Now let me get back to it.
I think some people will argue that women do that better than men, though. Yeah, so... I mean, I'm not giving him, whoever that person is, I don't know, an excuse, but I just wanted to shout out women because we're very multifaceted. You know, we can do it all. Case in point. All right, so do you believe in second chances?
I do.
Okay, tell me more.
I believe in second chances because I've messed up before, and I know with me messing up. It may have been something that I did want to do or didn't want to do, but it's the fact that I did it. Besides that, like, we live under God. Mm-hmm. We have I don't know if y'all are religious at home or whatever it is, but Jesus died for our sins so that we can have a second chance. Mm-hmm. So if Jesus can die for my sins so that I can have a second chance, then why can't I give somebody another one? Now, third chances are different, but I still given third chances before, just because, like I said, I love. And it's up to me to allow you to do what you're going to do to me. Mm-hmm. So you can't do what you want to do to me without me not giving you that affirmation. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm giving you the go ahead to do it. Yeah, I'm giving you leeway. So like I allow you to do it. But I believe in second chances because I have been forgiven and given second chances by my husband. In fact, that's for sure.
If I were a person who doesn't believe in God at all, and I give you like proof, like a picture, okay? And it's right here, because we're keeping it canon. I'm saying, look at this, God doesn't exist. Me personally, I believe in God, but I'm just saying, if I gave you that proof right now, how would you handle that? What would you say to me?
What I would say is that shit is counterfeit. That's what I would say, because I know for damn sure God is real. Yeah. Like, he's real. I can give you many stories, like the one I just gave you, from shelter to shelter, and I'm here now. I'm still standing. I'm not a black woman statistic, what they like to call us, or even like how they do our men. You know, I'm here. I don't have multiple baby fathers. I have one husband. I am living my life the way God intended. I have failed and I've gotten back up. So that shit is counterfeit. Somebody photo. What is it? Somebody photoshopped that damn photo. Yeah, that's what they did.
You know, I love that because it's your personal experiences. You have faith, and that's what faith is, right? Yeah. You believing, whether you see it or you don't see it, that is what faith is, and that's what you're showing me. And you know, we are going to talk about your husband, because we've been hearing about this husband. You know, he's not here right now. And do you want to tell us why before we go to the second section? Maybe tell us why he's not here, or you know.
I just love him. I just love him. But we'll wait till the second half to tell y'all. Y'all have to. You will just have to tune in.
Oh, you don't want to know.
Tune in for part 2.
Tune in for part 2. You'll hear more about why he's not here, where is he, what he's doing. All right.